Joining us in our In the Turn interview this week is SK Modified driver Teddy Hodgdon. Teddy, how are you?
How's it going, boys?
It's going. So, coming off a weekend of racing at Stafford, talk to us. First off, for those who might not know a little bit about you, tell us how you got the racing bug, how you got your foot in the door.
So, before I was even a thought, my father used to race down in the Florida area, New Smyrna, Orlando Speed World. Used to run the Slim Jim All-Pro Tour, the super late model rank span back down in the southern part of the country. So when he had me, I obviously had a racing background with my father, so I got the racing bug right away. And I started in Wild Thing Karts up in Stafford when I was 7 years old, did the ranks through that, won a couple championships, went to Legend Cars, did that for 4 years starting in 2014, and won a championship in there too, and then we moved up to Modifieds in 2018, been doing that ever since.
What's going on, Teddy? It's good to see you, man. You did awesome, by the way, Saturday. We were really proud of you, and I want to know what got you. What is it about the SK Modifieds, or just Modifieds himself, that make it special, or it's just what's to make it better than anything else?
Yeah, obviously, just the culture that surrounds Modifieds, especially in the Northeast, is kind of second to none. They have their own little secluded part of the country that they run in, but everybody that is a part of modified racing and just grassroots racing in the Northeast it's a great community. Everyone's like family. You can lean on each other for support. It's just a great time. Even if you're having a bad night or you're not running so good, everybody can cheer you up at the end of the night. So it's just one big family.
So, Teddy, this is Sully. What are the difficulties running at Stafford Motor Speedway, and what are the positives?
It's definitely it's a very unique racetrack. It's big, it's fast, it's got the two corners are definitely way different from each other. Turn 1 and 2 has a lot more banking, a lot sharper, and 3 and 4 is flatter, and you can kind of roll through that corner a little bit more. But especially with the upgrades this past off season, Stafford has put itself as a top 3 short track in the country, period. There's no doubt about it, with the safer barriers and the pit road and the new bar, double hook bar extension, and the new grandstands that they put up. They're putting all their resources right back into the facility for the fan and the crew experience.
Absolutely.
So Stafford has been a pleasure to drive in when I was 7 in go-karts, and it's even a bigger pleasure to drive now in the open modified ranks. So I'm just really appreciative that I have the opportunity to run at that type of facility, even with Flow Racing doing what they're doing, putting it out to thousands of people and putting, grassroots racing into the spotlight that it is. So, the Roots have done such a great job with that facility, and I truly love running there.
Talk to us, obviously you were out on the track this weekend. Talk to us about the weekend of racing this past weekend at Stafford.
Yeah, so we had a little, we were behind the 8 ball a lot for the weekend because we had to put my sister's and actually my college graduation ahead of that. So my sister, she goes to Rochester Institute of Technology up in New York. So we had to go to her graduation on Friday. And we had to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning just to be able to get to the track on time at Stafford on Saturday.
Wow.
And because the qualifying races were on Friday, we had to start last and had to run through the consolation race to even make the show on Saturday. So we made it through. We got through the race, and we started 26 because they took the top 20 from the past Friday. We made our way up to 8th. We had a really good starting stint on our tires, and we made our pit stop. We came out third with the guys that pitted. At least we came out third, which was really good. We made up 5-ish spots. And my change tires just weren't right. I'll take the blame on that one. I screwed that one up. I do the tires on the crew. So, just they weren't matched right, and we dropped right to the back. So we had to switch things around. We had to come in again for another pit stop and just change some things around. And it helped the handling, but the damage was pretty much already done. And we had to finish. We finished up 16th. But, we did a lot of work over the off-season because Stafford's my home track. We run there the most this year. So, we tried a new setup this week, and it worked. It worked pretty good for the first half of the race, but just our execution in the last third of it wasn't right there. So we'll have a solid background for next week.
Talk to us about the 2023 plans and schedule, what you've got going on.
Yeah, so right now, what we have solidified right now is just running the open mod at all Stafford Open 80s. We're going to hit Tri-Track as well, all 7 events that they have there. Really excited to go up to Thunder Road in 2 weeks. Haven't been there before. I've run Waterford a bunch in the Legend Car, but only ran once in the mod last year. Excited to go back twice there. I get to go to Seekonk, which is a really hard driver's track, but it's a lot of fun at the end of the day. And a couple other Tri-Track tracks that they do. We might do the 3 weekly Thompson shows on the Wednesday there. I'm not too sure yet. And then kind of from there, it's just kind of pick and choose what we're going to do, what free weekends there are, et cetera. So we're kind of just taking it on a race-by-race basis, Since we've moved away from full-time SK mod competition and ran strictly open mods for now, just kind of taking it race-by-race to see what we want to do and what fits our schedule.
So what made you want to change out of running full-time for SKs?
Well, we won the championship in SK Lights in 2019, and we moved up in 2020, and we kind of had a subpar year. Coming in as a rookie, I knew modifieds, but not to the extent that you need to know for SK mods. It's such a different breed of competition going from the lights to the regular SKs. And we did that for 2020, and 2021 was kind of the same thing. There's a lot of wrecks that put behind us, and just the weekly grind was kind of the big thing that turned us off from SK mod competition. Because, you get wrecked real bad. They don't wreck easy at Stafford or Thompson. So, you get a couple of those in a row, and it just puts a mental and physical strain on you for trying to come back each and every week to stay up in the points. So we decided to put our eggs in the basket for an open mod in 2022. And we came right out of the box, I feel, much better than we did in the SKs. So, we stuck through that last year and had a couple podiums and a lot of top 5 last year. So we did continued with that this year and just try and tinker it and get our first win in a while. It's just I feel like now we're closer to our first win in a while. So we just got to keep working at it. These guys are really tough. Obviously, you saw on Saturday, Silk and Hirschman and Pitcat. Those guys are no slouches. They have their A game everywhere they go. So we just got to try and match that.
Okay, now that you're running the open modifieds and you got, basically choice of where you want to go and how you want to run, is there like a bucket list of races or tracks that you want to go to?
I wouldn't say a bucket list. I just want to try and race the races that are available at least once. Like Thunder Road, I've always heard Thunder Road, the Milk Bowl is super huge there with the late models, and I've always wanted to try. Monadnock, they're having a race coming up. I might want to hit that in early June. And, I wouldn't say there's a bucket list. I just say that there's more opportunity to do that now that the schedule aligns. We'll go race it. There's no concerning I have a big track car. I have a half-mile car instead of a quarter-mile car, and I can't compete there. And it's like, well, we're going to adapt to it. We're going to try it out. We're going to see how we do. Because of Connecticut's range of tracks, you have Stafford and Thompson, which are really big, and Waterford, which is bigger for its size, and it's still fast. So, you have all those main short track bull rings like Star and Lee and Thunder Road, So trying to be able to hit those tracks and just, have a little variety in what we race in. I think it'll make me a better racer, and it'll make my crew learn about different types of things to make the car better. So it's just an overall fun experience to try and do different things.
What would you say, being in New England, what is your favorite track that you've raced on up here, and what do you think is the best one?
Up here, obviously a little bit of bias, but Stafford's been my home track. I love the place.
Yes, that's what I was hoping to hear.
It's there's nothing else like it, It's a challenge within itself, but it's just a great place to race on. There's the competition is always stout, no matter what division. Street stocks, limited late models, up to the open mods.
Absolutely.
If you win there, you can win pretty much anywhere. It's a tough deal. It's a tough deal to run good there, and if you're able to run good there, then you're going to be good everywhere.
Teddy, talk to us a little bit about some of the names that might be on your car this year, sponsors who help you out, all that tough interview type of question.
Yeah, of course. I think of my biggest supporters right now. Of course, my family, my dad, mom, my sister. Like I said, my sister just graduated college the other day, so just really, really proud of what everybody's done in the last couple of years. watching the whole family succeed. I got to thank Monterey Fuel, Pete, Matt, and Chris Garcia, Business Time Motorsports, Pettit Racing Engines for the amazing horsepower that we get, Phil Moran and Don Barker from Creative Racing. Those two, they're masterminds at Modifieds, and they've helped me and my team so much after the last 2 years stepping up to Open Modifieds. So I gotta give a big shout out to them. State Cutters, all my crew, Lucas the Spotter, John Weaver, Colin, my old tire guy, Kyle, just everybody who helps out. It takes a lot to be able to get a racing team going good, and I feel like we have a strong backing now that we're able to fight with the top dogs.
Excellent.
So I gotta also know, who's someone that, I wouldn't say is a rivalry, but who's someone that you definitely would just really like to beat, and who's also someone that's been really helping you guide help you out to get to where you are? Who's someone you look up to?
Yeah, so the rivalry right now, we had one little battle last year, but he's been the dominant force pretty much at Stafford last year. I mean, it's your guy Woody.
Woody.
He's been the top dog. He's been the top dog, and he's the big blaster on social media. So, to be able to maybe contend with some more wins over the next year would be pretty special. Someone to look up to. I mean, Keith's always been a great racer there. We've had our battles there. Woody's been great. The late great PC. Just there's a bunch of names that past and present in our sport that to be fortunate enough to be racing against is a great honor.
Excellent. Teddy, what do you think of Cup Series and NASCAR sanctioned trucks going back to North Wilkesboro this coming week?
I think it's an absolute great thing for them to put not only a points-paying event, but the All-Star race over there, too. It's pretty special to see the turnaround, even though I wasn't alive for that time, I know.
I was in first grade, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Most of us don't remember that stuff.
I do.
The
I'm
younger
the old
generation,
guy.
at least. So, yeah, exactly. So, to see something like that come back to life and bring light on old abandoned racetracks is pretty special. I think with North Wilkesboro, and they're going to start doing stuff with Nashville Fairgrounds again. I think it's pretty special to see what newer NASCAR can do with older NASCAR things and be able to translate into the younger audience.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we do picks at the end here of every week, and maybe this week I might need a little help. Who do you think might win this race this Saturday or Sunday?
Have you guys already picked? Is there any limits, or can I pick anybody right now?
No, we haven't picked yet, but
it's wide open.
Since you're one of our guests, we'll give you the. We're only picking trucks this week, but we'll give you
only trucks. Okay.
But also I do want to know who you like in Cup too.
Yeah,
why not? Yeah, you're wide open.
I think in Cup, I got to give it between. I mean, if he hasn't had bad luck, he's had no luck at all. I mean, Kyle Larson has been on fire like the last month.
Yeah.
And he's just been wrecked out of every situation you can think of. Him or Truex, because Truex has been fire on short tracks this year too. With the Coliseum and his win. So I'll probably pick Larson if it was those two, but Truex could be a dark horse that I think. And I know Eckes won last week. Oh man, it's such a toss up between the trucks. They're all so even, and any given truck can win at any week.
You are indeed correct about that.
Yep.
So I mean, it's all personal, driver experience and stuff. But if I had to put one, I'm going to go an oddball. I know he's not been doing great this year, but he was in the Final Four last year, almost won. I'm going to give it to my guy, Ty Majeski. I think he's going to pull one out. Big short track racer, great at late models. Nobody's going to be running this track for a while. I don't know if Ty ran last year in the Cars race, but I'm sure he's going to be one of the quickest ones to figure that out. So that's my pick.
All right, so that's a good little pick. So with that, anybody wants to learn more about you or where they might see you at the track, give them the social media links and all of that there, Teddy.
Yeah, so my personal pages, just Teddy Hodgdon, just my name, on Instagram and Facebook, Snapchat, and my racing page, I have one on Facebook, Teddy Hodgdon Racing, and my website, teddyhodgdonracing.com.
Excellent. Teddy Hodgson joining us this week on our In the Turn interview, sponsored by Emma's Pub and Pizza. Appreciate it. Doors always open. Would love to have you back on.